friends, I'm so glad you're here. I got my first box from Dollar Bead Club for January 2025, and it is really, really good. So for some of you, this may look seasonal, but for me, this deliciousness is year-round, 365 days a year. I love these colors. This is so happy and so bright, and for me, the hearts and flowers and butterflies and all of this, the pearls, is just timeless year-round. And I absolutely love pink. I am a pink girl, but the combination of the pinks and reds and pearls are just stunning in this month's box, and I love it. So if you're not familiar with the Dollar Bead Club, it is a club. You can either subscribe to the box, and there's an add-on bag for only $8 a month, or you can pay an annual fee like a price club, and then you can shop the website as much as you want, and everything is $1. So if you're a person that thinks, oh, check glass strands are so expensive, they are not with this club. All of these strands are $1 if you go on the website to shop, but you do have to be a member. And I have a discount code that you can use either for your membership or to subscribe to the monthly box. So I've been getting this for years, many years before I was on YouTube. In fact, I think this is the very first subscription that I ever signed up for. And back then it was not curated. It was just a sampler of different things. And I don't even know when they started curating it, but as you can see, it is beautifully done, and it's exciting and wonderful every single month. So we are going to dive in. I am going to start by sharing what is in the Dollar Bead bag for January 2025. It is always check fire polished beads, and you always get 4 strands of 3mm beads and 4 strands of 4mm beads, and they are wonderful. So we'll do the 3mm first. This is a beautiful, either you would have received dark pink or crystal carnation lumi, and I started to say this is a beautiful carnation crystal lumi bead. I absolutely love that bead. And the next one, you would either receive raspberry luster or dark raspberry copper, and I think I got the raspberry luster. That's what it looks like to me. I'm always so impressed with how beautifully the facets are done on check glass rounds, even when they're only 3mm. Then we would have gotten either a matte copper or a matte Victorian bronze. Mine is clearly the matte copper. And then this is so gorgeous. You would either get cyan or matte cyan, and I got the matte. It is gorgeous. Oh my goodness. These small beads, you can pretty much use those anywhere that you might use seed beads in a design. So they're like seed beads on steroids. And oh my goodness, you guys, if the decorators ever come to Joey Land, this is the colors that they have in their supply boxes. I just love these. These colors just make me so happy and enthused. So I also love it when you get the same bead in different sizes because of the design possibilities. If you wanted to do some design that was concentric or layered or, you know, step down from size. So this is the same as the 3mm bead in mine. You would either get dark pink or crystal carnation lumi, and I got the crystal carnation lumi, and I love this color. This is so beautiful. This is an opaque light rose. This is, like I say, in Joey Land, these are the happiest colors on earth. And then this is alabaster ruby luster. Isn't that gorgeous? Oh my goodness. It is like the richest raspberry, and there's a shimmer to the facets. Just that color is absolutely scrumptious. If you haven't guessed, like those of you that know me a little bit, probably you realize I've already designed like 10 projects with this box. I just love it so much. And then same thing again, this is the matte cyan. There was also the possibility some of you may get the ruby Maria, but I got this, and I love, again, having 2 sizes of the same beads, just because when you start designing, that is just wonderful. And so that's the Dollar Bead bag. And again, if you want to add that on to your subscription, it's only $8 a month. And then we're going to move into what was in the Dollar Bead box this month, and we'll start off with the strands. We got 6mm check glass bellflowers. You would either have gotten cyan or pink, 25 pieces. So clearly I got the cyan. And again, this is curated, so these would make fabulous drops on any of the stringing that I do. Like, I'm just so thrilled with it. And this is a 3x5mm check glass gem cut rondelle in light pink. This is so gorgeous. This is like a disc spacer on steroids because it's faceted and it's a rondelle, and so it has that kind of disc sort of shape to it when you string it in between like a round or, you know, another bead, even what's coming up. And then these are really cool. This is a Chinese crystal rondelle, and you would have either gotten crystal, which clearly I got, but some of you may get opaque red, and there's 120 pieces here. So again, anywhere that you might want a seed bead, this can do that same job, but it is amazing. So like in between any of these strands, if I want to extend the length, I can use this as a seed bead or as a spacer in between any of these faceted rounds, and, you know, make the strand look a lot longer without taking away from the shape of the check glass. I was thrilled to get this strand of crystals. They are wonderful. And then we got a check glass druck, and the color is cherry. These are 3mm, so a druck is a smooth round. It's a pressed glass bead, but they are just wonderful. And again, this is like you know, like an 8/0 seed bead. It's just wonderful, just you know, like a step up from seed beads. But you can also do so much with this. You can string these, you can use these in bead weaving patterns, just so wonderful. And then we got a check glass cherry flower, and the color on this is red copper. There's 25 pieces here. I haven't cut mine open, but the cherry flower is a little bit concave in the middle and then a little bit convex on the back, so it's got beautiful dimension, and it does just look like a blooming tree. I just love it. And then this is so delicious. This is you would either get a 4mm or a 6mm. I clearly got the 4mm. This is a check glass pearl, and the colorway is called rose gold. Can you see the luster? It is hard to even imagine that is possible, that it's glass, but it is. So if you got the 4mm like I did, there's 40 pieces on here. If you got the 6mm, you would have gotten 20 pieces. But isn't that absolutely delicious? Oh my. Lions and tigers and bears, oh my. I am just giddy about this box, you guys. I'm sorry for being silly, but this box is just so joyful. Color is really powerful for people. My design background, you know, I've learned that when you do something for a person in colors that they love, that they're drawn to, they are more productive, they are happy, their spaces are more cozy and nurturing for them. And I see that all the time. Like when colors are my color story, I see the difference in myself. I don't know. In the comments, I'd love to hear if you experience that with colors that you love. But you know, I'm very passionate about what I do. So this box and bag, oh my, they just make me so happy. So we're gonna jump into the additional items that were in the box. And to start off with, we got I'm going to start over here. We got a check glass heart, and it's a pink heart with a red wash, 11x16mm. There are 2 of them. I love this check glass heart. This is one of my favorite heart shapes that comes from the Czech Republic. This colorway is absolutely breathtaking. And you can also use these guys as leaves. If you want to do a cha-cha section, or you know, like a section like this bracelet where things are all moving, these can kind of act as leaves in between flower beads, and, you know, not so much hearts, but they're absolutely stunning as hearts. I'm crazy about them. And then I love this bead too. This is a pink opal colorway. This is a check glass twisted oval. It's 12x18mm, and we got 2 pieces of this, and it is just stunning. I mean, honestly, this is so beautiful, that milky opalescent pink. You could just put a head pin through it and make a pair of earrings, and, you know, skip off into the night happy as can be. They're so beautiful. And then we got the check glass wild rose beads, we got 2 pieces of the 13 millimeter and 1 piece of the 18 millimeter, and it's an opaque red with a gold wash. So how fabulous is that? If you wanted to do a pair of earrings and a bracelet, or create a little fancy pendant and some earrings and just put this on a chain, you know, a gold or copper chain, that would be so beautiful. This flower has so much detail and so much dimension. I just love it. And when they do the gold wash or any of the washes over the glass, you can really see that for a bead, there is so much detail. You see the center of the flower and all the little crinkles in the petals, and it just absolutely delights me. I can never have enough check glass flowers. Instead of purging check glass flowers, I just keep getting a bigger bin in my storage. I just love them so much. And then a lot of you know that I started a new series of videos for 2025, and it is called Pearls Reimagined, Not Your Nona's Pearls. And these are so cool. They are glass pearls, but it's a check glass Baroque pearl. We got 8 pieces. The colorway is white. And so they are all identical, but they are made to mimic the organic and natural shapes of a Baroque pearl, and they're such a sweet size, and they have uniformity, so you do get the look of a Baroque pearl, and you get the weight. And I don't know if you can hear the sound that they're making. They're cool to the touch. So, you know, they're glass pearls, but they're not your average glass pearl, and I love those. I've been collecting all kinds of pearls and cool shapes that would update and modernize pearl jewelry, and that is just like so timely, and it just fits the bill. And then we got an 8 millimeter check glass heart in the Siam color, and there's 6 pieces. It's just that beautiful Siam color, and it's so cool. It matches the bellflowers, it matches the faceted rounds, it matches the cherry druck. Just absolutely wonderful. It looks like candy. I love it so much. And then we got a pewter filigree heart. And this is where I really wish we had Feel-O-Vision, because this has like a lovely weight to it that gives it a feeling of quality. It's really dimensional. It's kind of puffed. It's razor thin on the edge, but then it puffs out in the middle, and it's all filigree. There's even a tiny little bow in the filigree pattern, and look how dimensional and beautiful the bail is on this little heart. I wish I had 100 of these. They're so gorgeous. And then I really love these too. This colorway is opaque pink opal. It's a check glass drop that's 10 by 20 millimeter, and it's not saying that it's the check glass silk finish, but I believe that it is. It has that feeling of the silk glass, which is one of my favorite things. I love check glass anyway, but this is just wonderful. These are beautiful. I mean, you could just do a beautiful pair of earrings, and I'm not sure. I've already designed a project that I'm going to do right away when I'm finished unboxing, and I need a little focal for that project. And I've been debating between this, or even this, or even one of these. I haven't made up my mind yet. So that's kind of what's in my head. And when we start working, you know, I'll see how it shakes out. This is another, like, everything in this box is my favorite, you guys. I know I keep saying, oh, this is my favorite, but it really is. These are vintage style check glass. Oh, I've missed one. This is the vintage style check glass heart. This is another favorite of mine. That could actually even be my focal on my necklace. I can't stop myself from designing, but this is an 18 millimeter ruby with a copper wash. And again, the detail in this is amazing. The little beaded edge around this bead, the flower, the dimension and embossing in the flower, the texture, it's two-sided. I mean, it's just wonderful. And I love mixing metals. My 2 favorite to mix are copper and gold. So I love the mix of copper and gold. But in 2025, a big trend is going to be mixing gold and silver, but I quite like mixing them all. I think it's very boho and eclectic and not so matchy-matchy, and I really love it. So I have this heart, and I might even have it in this color. I have this in a few colors. It's pretty classic, but I am not sad to get another one. And then this is another favorite. This is a check glass melon rondelle. Have you ever heard of such a wonderful thing, a melon rondelle? So it's melon because it has the little fluting that you see on a melon bead, but it's more like a puffy disc spacer, so that's why they're calling it a rondelle, and it is just absolutely beautiful. This everybody got Ruby AB, which is the Aurora Borealis finish, and it's just amazing. Like all those little fluted pressed indents in this bead with the AB, they just catch the light and it just makes the color just so rich and amazing. I love it. And then there were two different options, two different possibilities for this bead. This little pillow bead is a check glass table cut rectangle, and I got the pink opal, but some of you may have gotten this cherry color. And so it is a table cut bead. So when you see a bead that has this totally flat edge on it, that is a way that they cut the bead, and it's a method. But this is so beautiful. It's like a little pillow. All of the edges on this rectangle are soft. They're just softened and rounded this way, this way. It's just an absolutely delightful bead. And we got 4 pieces of that. And then absolutely stunning. Again, I wish you guys were able to feel the weight of this and the dimension. Look at this butterfly this way, and then it goes flat, flat, and then it raises up like the little bump for his body. And the stringing hole is just really cool, really interesting. In fact, I just happened to grab this spiral head pin that I made, but look how you can add a little bit more detail to the butterfly by stringing him with, like maybe a bead to go here and then a little spiral head pin, and you just add so much dimension, and like bam, you have a gorgeous pendant right there. But this would also be really pretty as a bracelet bar too. That would be absolutely stunning as a bracelet bar to make a connector out of it. This box is so exciting for me and has sparked so much creativity. I really don't have the words to tell you how much I love everything. This is such a great value. This is one of the least expensive subscription boxes out there, and it is packed with deliciousness every month. This month is exceptional for me because these are my colors, but check out the description box under this video. You have to tap more, and usually on mine, more again to open the whole box. But my discount code is there, links to this website. And, just check it out. It's something that I highly recommend. If you are a newer beader and you are just starting to build an assortment of beads to pull from and design with, you cannot go wrong with this. Check glass beads for $1 a strand. I mean, what's better? It's so exciting. Okay, I am going to pull the things that I want to use in my project, clean up my mat a little bit, and I'll be right back. Okay. I have pulled a few things from my stash, one of which is this textured brass cylinder bead or bar bead, and it has an e-coating for anti-tarnish, and also some brass disc spacers, look like little lantern discs. I may or may not use those. All of these things are from a bead show that I went to. This is a little brass heart, and then these are some possibilities. I don't know if all of this will get used because I make my jewelry with my heart, no pun intended, even though this is heart themed. But I have here 4 different links from the smallest to the largest of my Soft Flex pink tourmaline color 49 strand bead stringing wire. I love the flexibility of this and all the beautiful colors that it comes in. And I will let the wire be exposed a little bit in this design. And I love that I can do that with Soft Flex and don't need to like cover it with seed beads or a wire guardian, although you can if you like the look of that. But I also have a piece of 20 gauge Soft Flex wire here. And I am going to put this wire through this little bar. So this is going to be kind of the beginning of a necklace. I took way more wire than I would need, but I wasn't sure if I wanted to stack beads on here before I wire wrap, so I'm just going to leave it like that. I'm just going to leave that extra wire so that I have design possibilities, because I'm going to kind of make this on the fly. I did not do a sketch of this, I just had the idea. And what's in this little pot are crimp beads, and those are the ones that you just flat crimp. And so I'm going to be doing that, and I've lined these up in the order that I want them. So let me try to give you an idea where I'm going. So from this bar, I am going to string this color first and hang it from there, and my next color is going to be my copper, and then the cyan, and then this beautiful dark pink, I forget what it was called, ruby something, ruby luster. But I'm going to make like a little section of drops from this bar, and I'll finish this off somehow with one of these, and then I'll decide if I'm going to do a drop in the middle. Let's see, do I want, yeah, I want the light pink. I might do the heart, wire wrap this and make a little drop that hangs on top of these. So I have a little bit of stringing to do. Let me show you how I'm going to get started. This is not much stringing, and I know some of you get frustrated with me about the measurements, but I didn't measure these. I just eyeballed it. Like, let me set my strands aside because I'm going to string right from them in that order. So like, I just held this here, gave myself a little bit of space to make a loop, and that's about what I want. And then the next one is going to be a little bit lower, and so on. And I'm going to do 4 because there were 4 beautiful colors that I loved. So to start out with, I'm going to take my shortest piece of soft flex and one of the crimp beads and just feed it on and make a loop. So just feed it on like that. So that's what I did, is just make a loop, and I'm just leaving a little bit of a tail there. And so just like that, and then I'm going to come in with chain nose pliers, either bent or your regular ones, and you just flat crimp. So that's all that is. You just smash it, and that's what it looks like. And so I'm going to string this, but then what's going to happen is it's going to get strung on to here like this, and then I'll string it, and it's going to come over and hang from this side. So as I said, I have a little bit of stringing to do, but each one of these is going to start off with a flat crimp just like that. I am going to dot my stringing with these little 11-0 seed beads. They are Toho seed beads, and they have that perma finish, and it's called Old Gold. Perma finish is really cool because it, means that the metallic won't rub off and it won't darken. They stay looking really shiny gold metallic like that. And then I'm just going to cut my strand of my first. This is going to be my shortest strand, and I'm just going to string this first. Well, actually all 4 of them, but I'm going to start with this first, the little smallest one, and just string it up and flat crimp on the other end. I've flat crimped everything that I'm starting with here, and they're just ready to go. So this is just simple stringing. I am definitely going to do this off camera because this would be so boring, although it's not a lot of stringing. And I am going to try to, I left these little tails. If they do go back through the bead, that's always good. If it doesn't, then I have to trim it as close as I can. And it looks like on these, I do have to come in with my cutters and trim because it's the little tail of bead stringing wire is not fitting through those small faceted check glass beads. So I'm just going to get it cut as close as I can, and I am just going to create a little stringing pattern, like maybe 3 beads and a seed, a gold seed bead. I'll play with it. I'll just string a little bit, and I'll check back in and show you what it's looking like. Okay, I am on my third of my 4 strands, and I just did them the same, all of them, 3 beads, and I see that I have a mistake here. I did 4 on this one, so I'm glad I caught that. Caught it by sharing it with you guys, so I'm going to have to back this one down and restring, because I would always know that I had a 4th bead there. But on my last strand, I am going to pretty much have to use the whole string here. So let's see. I just am going to do it like this, and I just left the wire here long so that I could see kind of how much space I want, and even if I want to put a bead in between each of my loops or swags when I put them on there. So let me restring this red one correctly. Let me make sure I didn't do that again. I took a little dinner break. It's been a really long day, and this was delivered. I've been waiting for it for like the last 4 days, and this was delivered while I was working on another job with a client today, and I was so excited, really, I mean truly excited to come home and jump into this box. So I guess I was rushing a little bit, but anyway, I'm going to string this. It's just 3 check glass faceted rounds, a gold seed bead, 3 rounds, a gold seed bead, until I get to the end, and then I'll crimp this one and move to my last one that I have to string. So I'm just going to do the same thing, just feed the crimp bead on. I cut my soft flex pink tourmaline wire a little bit short, which is okay. I just don't like to waste it, so I just use my pliers to get that loop in there the way that I want it. Make sure I don't have any strange gaps, and I'm trying to do them all about the same and just flat crimp like I've done the other ones. And just come in here. Flat crimps work really great for a design like this, where this is really just an embellishment. It's not it's not going to get any pressure or stress on it. And I don't know, I'm going to play with if I want to just string them all on here and then put one of these. I'm going to play with this idea. What else do we have in the box? I have plenty of check glass rounds, but I'm going to just play a little bit with this idea once I get my 4th one. I won't have enough of these, but maybe I'll choose a bead and do it that way. That's kind of pretty. I'm going to play with how I'm going to attach these. That is why I left my wire so long, because I wanted some design options there. And I may cut open one of the 6mm strands. I had originally even thought of just stringing them all on here like that and letting them hang like that. So when I get my 4th one done, I'll make that decision, but I'm going to do the same thing. This one is my longest strand, and I'm probably going to be using most of the beads on this. So, I already had prepared my loops, and I'm going to do the same thing, just 3 beads and a gold seed bead, 3 check glass beads and a gold seed bead, and I'll be right back. Okay, I played with all of the other strands that were in the box. Oh my gosh, they're so pretty. And I realized one of my favorite colors was not in here, this pink. And so that is absolutely perfect to space out my little drops. So I'm going to come to this side. Let me just scoop my wire a little bit and take these off and just put one of these check glass rounds in between. My shorter strands are a little bit challenging to get on here with the longer wire, but that's okay. Can do it. Then my red one, and one more of these pink ones. I'm so excited. It's turning out so pretty. What a stunning pendant that is. Let me get my wire even here. Oh, you guys, isn't that so pretty? And then what I was thinking that I would do is make a little dangle of this heart in between, or maybe this heart. I'll decide that at the end. So now from here, I have to decide if I want to stack some more brass that coordinates with my bar, and that's really pretty. Let's see. I'm just going to play for a little bit here with my how I want to finish this, because I had considered making some loops here and then doing an articulated section with these. And let me just play for a minute and I'll tell you what I decide. Okay, here's what I have decided on. So I literally had 2 of these beads left from my longest strand. So that was just perfect to finish this off. And I am doing a simple loop with my 1-step looper. And so these things I don't think are going to get used. And I'm just having a dilemma between that or that. I love them both, but I'm kind of leaning toward the smaller piece. I like that blush pink. I like the red wash on it. So I'm kind of leaning toward that. So let me get this simple loop in here. I'm using my 1.5 millimeter 1-step looper. I went ahead and did this side just so that I wouldn't lose my beads and so that I could hang on to everything. I'm going to turn it this way because the 1-step looper always makes the loops going upward. So I'm going to put this whole component through under the mandrel, through the guide hole in the back of the tool, and I'm just going to gently close the tool just like that, just to like see what I'm doing. So I don't want to push this really tight because then these won't swing. I know that's not a great camera angle for you, but if I push this wire in and make a really tight loop here, these will not sway like this. So I want to have a little wiggle room in between, and so I'm going to just take my time, line up those loops. That looks good to me. So I'm just gently holding it here, and I'm going to close it slowly. Right here, it's going to cut my wire for me. So I've got that, and now I'm controlling. It's closing, 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 making the loop, and I'm going to pull my component down so my beads are not in the jaw of the tool. And when I take it away, I've got a really perfect loop, and I'm just going to take 2 pairs of pliers and line these up. They look pretty good actually, but I'm a little bit of a fuss budget with my jewelry. So I just want to make sure that they're really pretty loops, and my necklace focal is done. So the other thing I want to do, I'll show you what my plan is. I think this is going to be my drop, so I am going to use my largest, the 3 millimeter 1-step looper, and I am going to put this in and make a nice big loop. And the reason I'm using the large one is because I'm going to hang it right on my brass bar. So close it. When you have a funny shaped bead, like the 2 bows on the top of a heart, sometimes your 1-step looper won't make a closed loop, but that's okay. I'm happy to put my pliers to everything. I kind of do it anyway. But I'm going to open that. Let's see, I think it's going to have to open a little bit wider to go over my bar here. And hopefully gravity is going to keep this in the center of the bar when it's hanging from the necklace. Just get it closed and then I'll show you what it looks like. Oh, that is so pretty. That is so pretty. I really like it. Let me just check my loop. It feels like it's not quite close. Let me just check everything. So gorgeous. What a perfect, beautiful little drop. Oh my goodness, it's so fresh and sweet. Okay, this beautiful little heart is going to go back in my stash for another project. Like I said, I have so many projects. And then I don't know if you have seen this video, but there is a video that I did where I took some brass chain. It's the same the same vendor as this. It's called Purity Beads, and I made a funny little base necklace. It has 2 lobster claw clasps on either end and no clasp behind the neck. This is the part that goes behind my head. And in the initial video, I made 3 different detachable strands that could go on this, and they were in beautiful check glass fall colors. And then last month, I think it was December, when we got the beautiful blue lace agate and this Alexandrite AB crystal bead, I did another little add-in or / removable section to this necklace. And so I am going to take this off. I was actually wearing this the other day. I just put these decorative gold-filled lobster claw clasps. And so that's my base necklace that I can keep making drops for. And so that's, like I say, this is the one I was wearing the other day. And this is so cool. If you didn't see the initial video, I did kind of a large lobster clasp because you can make this multi-strand. Like I could leave this in, add this in. You can, as many strands or as many jump rings or loops as you can fit in here, you can make this a multi-strand necklace. So it's completely convertible, completely interchangeable, and I just love it. I make so much jewelry that for me this design was fabulous, because as I get in beautiful bead boxes and get design ideas, I can make my, my pendants and not need a chain every single time. So if you've been around my channel, you know that I'm kind of a fan of designing interchangeable things like ear wires and necklaces and things like that. Just because I make so much jewelry and my jewelry wardrobe is ever growing. And so these are gold-filled diamond cut jump rings, and they are so well made. They're sturdy, thick gauge. There it is. The quality of these is so amazing that a lot of times I have trouble finding where they open and close. And if you close it really well, because of the diamond cutting, it just disappears on there. So now this beautiful, sweet pink and red and heart pendant is ready to add into my necklace that I already had made. But if you like this design and you don't like this part, you can always do this kind of as a pendant and then add any chain you want, or even make your own beaded chain. I have a lot of videos where I show how to make beaded chain with just craft wire. Lots of different patterns and ways to do it, but this necklace is so stunning. And like for me, as I said, I just loved this whole box, and I loved all these colors together. And when I was unboxing it, all I could think of is I really need to keep the colors together, because together for me they just make such a beautiful statement. So I thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to check the description box for links, and also if you haven't subscribed to my channel, it is a lovely way to support my work, and it does not cost you anything or obligate you to anything. But if you give me a thumbs up, it's really appreciated. And also tap the bell notification, because I can promise you I will be back with more videos with this box. I love these beads. So what I have left will be appearing in a lot more designs. These are inspiring colors for me. Thank you so much for watching. I hope everybody's safe and well and having fun on your beading mats. Ciao, friends.